Hey to everybody. I didn't know if I was going to have time to sit down with Doc and print anything out, but I'm here at his place. We just got back there a little bit ago, and I'm going to let him update everybody, but just to let everybody know, a lot of information came through last Friday, and it happened really quick. So I'm going to let you go ahead, Doc.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday. Nothing's gonna get
Well, King, as you know, you showed up to my house there about 6 o'clock in the morning. Folks, by the time he got here and we shared a cup of coffee, it was time to hit the road to go to my butler. This is on Friday. Well, when we got to the doctor's office, old King, he sat out there in the waiting room. You know, he don't like to be back there when I have my Christmas stuff done. I can respect that. But we got back there, and I got back there rather, and sitting there with a doc and talking to him about, what all was going on with the MRI. But the other doctor told me that basically where they had done the surgery at last year, and we herniated, and they're going to have to go and choose from my L4 to S1. Honestly, folks, I'm more than not looking forward to it. This will be my third surgery on my back here. At the same time, if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. I'd rather go ahead and get it done now and get it over with. There I, sitting there, and found out I got to go back this coming up Friday to actually schedule my surgery. Well, that was pretty much it as far as the doctor visit itself goes this on Friday. But, when we're on our way home, I got this phone call from the VA, and they gave me their diagnosis of what happened while I was in the hospital last week. And it comes to find out that I did have a TIA or a mini stroke. So that's something there to deal with. Plus, about, 5 minutes after that, I got another call from the VA, and this was someone telling me there they had my stuff scheduled out for my pain management. So that was actually today, and today is Tuesday. So I went to go have my pain management done today, and English, let me tell you, I don't like to hear stuff like this. Well, I know you were kind of nervous, but not like scared nervous. No, I won't lose scared or I just don't like it. They had to give me the epidural, and the doctor told me that the last epidural I had been last year. The doctor that did that one actually went into the spine area where they did the surgery at, said shoot me with whatever was inside that epidural. So you don't know what medication was in that air syringe? As far as I know, it could have been Jack Daniels, I don't know. Well, did it act like Jack Daniels? And it sure didn't feel like Jack Daniels. It had a slow burn, but in the wrong voice. Oh, man. So, yeah, they gave me that there epidural, and they shot it into my sacrum, which y'all don't know what that is. I always called it like a dog tail on the end of your spine. But that's what he shot me at, and the reason they did that, the doctor said he wanted that medicine to get it at the base of my spine there so it to spread throughout my nervous system. Was this injection, did it feel any different than the first one? It wasn't as painful. The first one I had, it burned the whole way, going in and moving around my body to where it exposed to and burned the whole time. Now this one here, this doctor was really good. I like him. He told me that if any time I feel any discomfort or any tingling in my legs to let him know and it would stop. Well, I didn't feel really any discomfort, definitely did not feel anything in my legs, but I felt pressure in my legs as he was injecting the medicine, and there was a few times I had to stop him, because it was painful. But he said that was perfectly fine. And all of that there itself would not have been as bad But the way they had me on this table, folks, they had me laying face down on the table, on my belly, the pillow underneath my hips, and my bag on my left hip was right on that hard table, and it almost choked me. You hear what I'm saying? I said it almost choked me. T-I-L-T. It almost killed me. Killed. It almost killed me. So, what color was that kilt? I was seeing all kinds of psychedelic colors, to be honest with you. That sounds more like a flashback. I'd have been. I tell you what, though, it did feel good. Oh, my word. So, did you need me to go and look for a kilt to match your, man bad? Look there now. I done told you I ain't wearing no mercer, I ain't wearing no shirts. Nah, you say the dress. You didn't say nothing about no skirt, nor did you say anything about a kilt. Well, I think skirts and dresses kind of go together, you know, and, well, I ain't knocking nobody who wears them for their, whatever they are, but you won't catch your knocking no coop. But, if I find a fanny pack for your phone, would you use a fanny pack for your phone? So, we don't have to make, 2 trips to anywhere to pick your phone back up. As long as it's a manly looking pack. In other words, it wouldn't be a fanny pack, it'd be a manly pack. So, you said that you got an appointment this Friday to schedule your surgery. You hope when you got that diagnosis for that mini stroke, did they say that they needed to put you on anything? Well, they said they wanted me to go on a baby hospital. What's the name? Okay. Yeah. So, let's see. Is there anything else? Let's think about this. First, think about everything. Because you and I discussed a lot on the ride back to your place. Man, did we ever. I'm going to tell you where I don't know how many times I almost went off the road because you had me laughing, said that I'm hard. I just hurt myself. I'm telling you, when they scheduled this, but you don't know more on Friday about your downtime and everything, right? You, and your hospital stay, because I think the last May, that was your first surgery. And you had what, a 3-day hospital stay? Yes, sir. And it didn't take them long after the time I met with the surgeon. Actually, didn't end the surgery. I think it was like a 2 or 3 day wait. Yeah, I can kill Wyatt. Are you going to see if maybe they're going to give you some physical therapy? Because I know you didn't get nothing. I got nothing last time. As a matter of fact, that was one of the questions that the emails would not ask me had I been on physical therapy. I had to tell them because well, actually, the acupuncturist you went to, that's currently in that area of physical therapy, but it's not like mechanical physical therapy to get your posture back because you've been using a cane, you've been using a walker, the wheelchair, attitude. But if you remember correctly, King, I went to the acupuncture doctor a few months prior to me seeing the surgical doctor. Right. But what I'm saying is sometimes they consider that a form of physical therapy. Right. Yeah, and the acupuncturist said that you oughtn't to touch you no more, right? That's right, he said. My mic was so mixed up that he felt like he wasn't doing any more harm here. And not what that acupuncturist was almost like out in the woods, wouldn't. Oh, yeah, he was a good hour and a half away. He was a rinky-dink little office, wasn't he? Yes, he was. If you didn't know what a word, you would never guessed. You know, we was talking about how my great-grandpa used to glass. Yeah, I remember that. And sitting here thinking, he used to take me to school. He had an old Rambler. He used to take Mama to work and then take me to school. And you know how you normally make a left or a right hand turn. Yeah. My great-grandpa would swing out like that Rambler was a tractor-trailer, new, and I would slide from one end of the back seat to the other. Sliding slide. And it worked, and let me tell you what, he would bump me up against the door when he made those right and left-hand turns. Well, let me ask you this here thing. Was them there seats, the cloth seats with that vinyl stuff? It would bile straight out, burn your hide. Good light in the morning. Especially if you went a pair of shorts to school. Burnt your legs, burnt everything. No, I hated those conversations. Stick all through the suits and everything. And Lord have mercy, they're aggravating me. Yeah, I tell you what. I didn't understand why he would have to swing wide out like he was driving 18 wheels, man. I didn't get it. Maybe his vision, depth of vision was off or something. I don't know. That old man drove up until he was 92. Good gosh. Sure did. Well, when he would drive up a hill, he'd speed up that hill. And then going down the hill, he'd take his foot off that accelerator. What in the world did he do that for? Well, in his mind, the way he thought, he was saving gas. Okay. And he would take his old Rambler, if it needed a little pot or whatever, he'd take it and they'd put it on there and he'd drive it home. He'd go out now and he'd pop that hood and he would tell one of my older brothers, they didn't fix my car right. And one of my older brothers would say, Grandpa, what you talking about? You took it up there, they fixed it. No, it doesn't run right. Something wrong with it. If he can take that part back off, and he flew around with it and put the part back on, and in his mind, he always felt he got ripped off. Oh, man. And the next morning, he'd take that old Ramble back up to that substation, and he'd chew him out. I don't know. I bet they love seeing him come up there. I don't know. But he would do that every time. Every time we take that car to be fixed, put the tires on. He would say they put the tires on wrong. Oh, my God. I don't know. That reminds me a little bit of my grandpa. My grandpa was a short man. Got her on my mama's side. My mama was a short woman. My grandpa, he was a short man, but he was as round as he was tall almost. And I remember getting an old Chevy Impala. Oh, pretty thing, man. It was a green body with hard top on it. And, well, it would have been a perfect car if he hadn't made modifications to a little. Well, what kind of modifications did he do? He had to pit half the steering wheel off in order to drive. Why he had to do that? Because his belly was so big it couldn't turn the wheel either way if he did. I'm telling you what's the truth. I used to love seeing my old grandpa get out of that car. It didn't end that car the way he had to slide and squirm. And man, it was a sight to behold. Did anybody else drive that car? He wouldn't mind for letting nobody else drive that car. He would have to seat as far back as he could get it. And his belly was still so big he had to lock off the bottom part of the steering wheel. I'm telling you what's the truth. So that was more like a personal modification. Yes, it was. His steering wheel actually looked like the steering wheel, I guess you could say, on a plane. The way he had it made up. But aren't the planes, so that top part cut out, so it'd be like the opposite part of that. You could have put both of them together and made a full steering wheel. I'll tell you what, King, I want to tell you just her story about Nav. As long as I can remember, he always had one of them white and dillican hats. Oh, my word. See, I'm telling you, he'd wear that thing with pride, man. He'd wear it everywhere. Well, Just keeping that there in mind, a Yabby Gilligan's, okay? Okay. About 4 years after my mom passed away, my dad called me up one day and he was like, hey, you mind coming over here at the house? I got something I woke yesterday. I'm like, what you got in mind, Pop? He said, you know them there dating sites on the computer? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, son, you know, it's been a while now since your mama's gone and you didn't kind of lonely. What if you sitting up one of them there sites? No, he didn't. And, oh, yes, he did. Honestly, I felt kind of weird doing it, but, you know, I kind of felt like I was cheating on Mama myself. Oh, man. But I agreed to it. You know, I understand what it's like to be lonely and all. So he said, well, come on over here to the house and bring your laptop over here and let's get this thing going. Make sure you bring the camera on that mess. I said, yes, sir. I lived about 45 minutes from him. I drove on over there and I walked in the door and, oh my God. I walked in the door, King. My daddy said, well, so what do you think? My dad thought he had him a black magic marker, and he was one fighting color in all of his gray hair. Well, it won't no black magic marker, it was a blue magic marker. Oh no, there sits my dad on the couch looking like freaking Papa Smurf. It would not have been so bad if he didn't have that white Gilligan hat on top. I walked in, I said, wait a minute, I not Garfinkel. But I told Dad, I said, man, Neen, you need to come to the bathroom and let me wash all that mess off for you. He said, what? I said, oh, your hair's blue. He said, well, damn, I thought I ground a black marker. Oh, blue? Balloon, I swear, Papa Smurf up and down. Up and down. Oh, my worry, and a funniest looking grin on his face. Lord, I guess that man. Well, mine isn't as funny as that, but I can't get over the blue. I'm telling you what, man, that was something to behold. Oh, my word. Well, it was Christmas time, and me and my oldest brother were sitting on the stairs because we lived in that 2-story house. Mm-hmm. And Mama was putting together our bicycles. Daddy was putting together the girls' dollhouses. Mom was so proud of herself. Mama had put those bicycles together. She got all of them done. My oldest brother was upset, and he had to yell, Mama, you put the handlebars on backwards. And she about come out of her skin because she didn't see us sitting on the stairs. Now, what were these here for? It was for Christmas. Oh, snap. Yeah, we both almost got our butts tore up, imagine. So, because this was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But of course, my oldest brother being nosy and he couldn't sleep and he was antsy. And he wanted to know what we was getting. Or he heard them downstairs, the boxes opening and everything. So he grabbed me out of bed. He goes, just something downstairs, let's go look. I think he knew what was going on. Oh, yeah. So we got halfway down the stairs, and he told me to sit down, so we sat down. We could see Mama putting the backs together. And you could hear all that paper and everything tearing up and the boxes being opened that all the stuff was in. I'm going to tell you what. I'm telling you, we were so close to getting our bus tore up because we peeped. I was happy sleeping. I didn't need to be woke up, right? And then there was another time, Christmas, And I was much younger at this situation. And I remember I grabbed my dump trucks and everything. I was heading out the door on the kitchen. And out there was all the boxes that the bigger toys came in that had to be put together. The older kids, no more. They left them there. Mama and Grandmama and everybody left all them boxes out, and I ran back into the house and I said, Grandma. And she's like, what? I said, Santa Claus forgot to pick up his trash and ferry riff letter. And I thought my grandma was going to lose it all, but your art. That's so funny. But she busted up laughing. Mom busted up laughing. Everybody in that house was laughing, except for you, except for me. But because he was a little bird, Santa was a little bird, he left his trash at our house. I swear. I'm telling you, Art. That's some funny stuff about everything. But you know what? To go back and relive my childhood, I definitely would not change nothing. Exactly. You know, we were poor growing up. Absolutely. But the whole thing about it is we didn't know that we're both. Absolutely. You know, our parents, you know, they tried to make our lives the best they could possibly be. And I have no complaints whatsoever. Now, those were the best times. Yes, sir. Speaking of childhoods, remember Superman? Superman. Well, of course I remember Superman. No, do you remember you trying to be Superman? You know, why you want to do and go all my stuff like that, King? Well, while we're on childhood, yeah, you tried to play Superman off that bowling, didn't you? I tried my best. Let me tell you. I tried 2 different ways, actually. Well, I stayed right there and watched you. The first time I used a plastic part off the Twister game, and just let me tell you, it don't work. Not a good parachute. Not a good parachute at all. So I figured, hey, that didn't work. Maybe it's your math towel work. Oh, now, you just went the wrong way on size. Well, I thought it looked more like a cape. Then I wanted to fly. I took him off running off the side of that there building, and I flew all right, straight to the ground. Yeah, you ate a little bit of dirt, too. Just a little bit. Hey, do you remember? I might not take, you remember this here when we was out there in the backyard and Park had some fire trash burning in that burn barrel we had back there. Mm-hmm. Remember I told Justin, now look here, the thing. I'm going to show you how us Indians, how we make smoke signals. So I took that POW, the same one that I used to jump off the building with, and I commenced to putting it over that fire to make smoke signals. And well, when I did, alcohol on fire, so did my hair. I remember that. I screamed like a little girl. And then you commenced to beating my head. It didn't work. It didn't work. He still did not enough sense into you. And I did. I could put the fire out, but it didn't do anything else for my noggin, though. True story, folks. Yeah. So, you got your butt chewed, say, Yeah, got my butt chewed and my haircut. And I had pretty long hair at the time, too. Curly locks, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Not Goldilocks. They were Goldilocks. I were the curly locks. And then I became Baldy locks. Probably locks. Should I say, I ain't got no locks. That's my hairstyle. It's been no hairstyle for a long time. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So are you nervous about fighting? I am a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited to go and get the surgery done. I'm hoping it just to be the one that fixes everything, but at the same time, Anytime you face the surgery, I get a little nervous. But you no pro at this. Yeah, but still, though, I'd be of me being asleep with somebody catting on me, no found feel pilling than me. You not gonna know nothing? No, I know something there. You ain't gonna know something when you wake up. Yeah. Or making you up. Mm-hmm. You won't be telling no pain, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, maybe that's what I'm talking about. Ain't right there? It'll load you up while you in recovering. Oh, yeah. I wonder if you don't be talking all kinds of weird stuff again like you did last time. Well, you never know what old Doc's going to say, especially when he's half brain and half under, half over, and half don't know. Well, he gets a lot of halves. I know, you were kind of half hallucinating last time. Yeah, I was half relating. Well, there, if I put two words together, I'm half relating there. That's how I want to call it, Bob Book delays. I half relate. Oh man, you ain't right. You're wrong. You're the both. Yeah, you were saying things, and I kept saying, "What is that you're looking at?" And you're like, "Well, don't you see that?" And I'm like, "See what?" Man, out there you were. They were all around me. Well, I know that when you go up there, when we go up there Friday, and he talks to you, I'm quite sure that you're going to be getting yourself all mentally prepared to lead this. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. We'll keep everybody updated. Oh, yeah. Oh, and Doc, yeah, but check your email. All right, I will. You should have an email from one of our viewers, and her name is Sharon. So make sure you go in and you read your emails from her, from everybody else that sent you emails. Certainly will. And I don't know what else to say. All I know that was it was an interesting past 4 to 5 days from Friday up until today. Yeah. Oh, I got something else to tell you, the King. What's up? Or tell you a little bit something about my mole situation. Oh no. Well, you know I don't Moxley and the family live out there in my backyard, you know. Well, I hired me to your company to come cut my grass for me and all, because this is a big piece of land, and I ain't getting no younger. Well, you know how I'm feeling. So I hired these guys to come take care of my yard for me. Well, one day, a guy that knows the yard, he came to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Doc." I said, "Yes, sir." That I just want to let you know I put some mole baits down in the molehills out there. Uh-oh. I was like, oh, my God, why did you do that? Why, Lord? Why? Well, I walked outside. You'll never guess what I saw. I don't even want to know. Moxley was out there with his pickaxe, and he was digging up every one of them daggone baits, tossing them over to your side. And I won't look at him. I said, "Hey, Moxley, what are you doing?" He said,
"Doc, I found these here new baits. They're better than grubs. Would you please take my fish room?"
I looked at that sucker. I said, "Moxley, just what in the hell you expect me to catch with this?" He said,
"Well, I don't know, Doc, but whenever you catch them, bring half of them back to me."
Says Opie. No. So she dug up the baits. Every one of the molehills that was in my yard has about a 3-foot hole in them where he's been digging and mining on baits. But this was the bait that was supposed to put a live. Yeah. Well, of course he had big old gloves on, you know, and his respirator and all that. His son had air pack on. I don't know what he was doing. I love Moxley had gas or what my bill. So Moxley was crop dusted. Yeah, but his son had that air packed on. He was like,
"Hey,
laying around and stuff. My mind. But that's funny, but that ain't normal. I don't like to see my moldy with air patch on. Kind of worries me. I don't mind them out there picking up holes and stuff. And they get to wear them bare patches. That tells me something's wrong with the ecosystem. Oh, man. So, I don't know where to go from here. Or I could say, let's take them baits and live fishing. Oh, my word. Oh, well, I appreciate you. You know, I know, is that shot starting to work yet? Yeah, I'm starting to feel opening, but no. That's real good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, buddy. So, everybody, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Love one another. And I will see everybody in the chats on the regulars real soon, folks.
Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head. From all those pretty words you said, it's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am, it's like I'm wasted. And I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my